Hey everyone, this is Zach again. I'm here with another live game commentary. Today I'm gonna do something a little bit different. I felt like a lot of my videos are directed more towards, I don't know, say 15Q plus, up to about my rank. Um, I do have some that are based for beginners, but I feel like I haven't done too much for people who are like 15Q and up. So today I'm going to just do a commentary on another person's game live, like I've done before, on a somewhere around 16Q level or so. So I'm going to be trying to be a little more basic in this video to try to speak more to people who are beginners at Go. So uh, if you're a higher rank and you don't want me to be too basic, then you'll have to watch this video. But I'm going to go ahead and go with someone who doesn't have too many moves on them. I don't want to go too high of a rank, or too low, I should say, too low of a rank, because when people are like 22Q and stuff up, a lot of times they'll make moves for no really reason besides just trying to capture the opponent's stones. And I like to go over people's games that have some inclination of how you're supposed to play the game of Go. I'd say around the 15 to 17Q ranges, about as high as I want to go. So I'm going to go ahead and try to find one that doesn't have too many moves on it because I'm going to be doing this live. I don't really want to do a handicap one either. Um, okay, I found one between a couple of 14Qs. Took me a little bit. I had to pause the video and find one. But let's go ahead and see how this game's progressing. So this is all normal. Um, I don't really like the approach by white at 017 because now black can take his K4 and extend. Okay. So this is the first thing. We should know when we have this enclosure at Q3 and R5, um, there's two reasons we do it. One, to get the territory in the corner, and second, to extend off of it at like K4 to make this bowl shape in the center. Let me go ahead and view offline. Um, Considering this a lower ranked game, uh, I might have to do this a lot, and to make this bowl shape is what I'm talking about in here, and then white can't really invade it or anything, or he'll most likely die. So, anyways, let's go to the game. No. Um, so I like what white did here. He enclosed, which does two things. Now, if black tries to play K4, let me take it back to this. Now, if black tries to play K4, eventually he doesn't have to right now, but he can pincer or invade, or well, it's kind of the same as pincering. But now, since he has his strength with this enclosure on the left-hand side, he's going to be putting more pressure on this K4 stone. So this M3 stone has less pressure on it. If the F3 stone wasn't there, then white would be in more trouble because the K4 stone wouldn't have as much pressure on it. Basically, if you're strong on one side, um, you can try to cut off an opponent's stone from its strength. And then the strength should be like nullified, kind of. That's kind of like the idea behind it anyways. And yeah, so I like this. White could also uh, take the edit tool. This is something I do often. White could also try and threaten this undercut. White shouldn't undercut right away though, like this, because black can keep on ignoring and playing elsewhere. And if white keeps on trying to go into his territory, then black's going to gain more than white's gaining just undercutting this one stone. It's going to be over concentrated. So anyways, let's go back to the game. We'll probably miss a lot of moves now. Ooh. I don't like this. Let me see what white did to this first before I comment on this. Pincered. Oh, okay. Okay, let me see what white does after this. Okay, that's enough, okay, let's go to view offline. Okay, so first thing I don't like. White's strong right here. He already has the enclosure. So approaching him, for one, white doesn't even have to respond to this because it's almost as if take the other tool. It's almost as if black played here, white played here, and then black passed. So now really, white can go ahead and play somewhere else, and then they can just continue into Joski. So that's the first thing I like about this, is that white doesn't even have to respond to this move. Second, white is really strong here. So if he chooses to attack this stone's going to have a local loss because white got one extra move from black. Second thing I don't like is how white attacked this stone. White pincered. Almost always when you're trying to take away your opponent's base, you want to kick it first. Now this does make your opponent stronger, but he basically has to react. If he does anything else, you have the choice of covering him, which he kind of has to play here, and then you can just pincer him like this. If he doesn't respond to this and goes ahead and backs off again, you can attack his stone, and now he's having problems in here anyways. Or you could simply just take the stone and he has a big local loss in this area, and his base still isn't secure. Anyways, so normal is to do something like this, pincer him in one of these ways. The difference really between the high pincer and the low pincer is the high pincer, you're kind of pushing your opponent down where he has to make a base like on the second or third line, and you're going to get influence towards the center, and he's most likely going to be surrounded. Pincering lower takes away his base and makes him run towards the center. So if you kind of just care about the side and making your opponent run towards the center, pincer him low. If you're worried about the center, you want influence towards there and you want your opponent to be forced down, pincer high. The difference between pincering so tightly like this and a space back is just how strong you are and how little Aji you want, because if you pincer like this, he still can't really make a base in here. You do this, but that's going to be strengthening your stone. And he can't, if he does escape sometime, pincering it will be a little bit harder because that stone is one space away. So you don't have to worry about that stone as much. So in this case, I would probably pincer wide because that D16 stone is so far away and white doesn't have a lot of strength in this top left area. So yeah, anyways, I would do this and then pincer. Probably in this case, I don't know, let's say I pincer low. Then black would probably just run away. That's what I would do anyways. And you can obviously see just from this that black has a local loss. Now if white wants, he can fix his shape right here. So anyways, back to the game. Oops. So white pincers. Now black has a lot of options. He can just straight go into the corner. He can jump out. Or he can breach under first. And then he can also jump out. That's why I don't like this as much, because it gives a lot more options for black than just running away. And he can live locally. Now this is really just awful. You never want to attack a stone. Well, let me put it this way. When you're attacking, you should be attacking off of something, like attacking off of a group you already have. Usually that's how you attack a group, is that you place a stone in a certain area and you kind of force it between two of your groups. The stone you just placed and a group you have that should be strong. So if the group you already have is weak, and you're pincering behind, and the stone was also weak, then you're going to have 2 weak groups to worry about, and he's only going to have 1. Meaning most likely one of your groups is going to die or be really injured or something, and that stone you just tried to pincer is not going to be. It's going to be fine. So doing this by black, especially since white is strong on the bottom, he's really asking for a lot of trouble. White only has 1 weak stone right here. Black has 2 weak stones he has to worry about now. So he's going to have to make a base for both of them. And right here is white. We should all know that there's a connection under for black he can do right here. So I wouldn't want black to be able to connect under. So I would play this move to try to surround this stone. Then here's black. I would just make a base. It's simple, and you also have this invasion towards the corner later. And if white tries to spend a move, making sure that doesn't happen, then he's going to be over concentrated, kind of. Well, it's a big move. It would be like kind of more endgame-ish though. Anyways, so I would just do this, capture the stone. White's obviously, this is obviously good for white. And I don't remember how white, so white jumped out. So here I would automatically connect. I would just connect right away. Just get rid of all my weaknesses, make my group strong. Although I am giving him a lot of influence, I am giving a lot of strength so that he's completely settled. And my group isn't going to have completely eyes and stuff, and it's still going to have some cutting points, but it's going to be connected. So in the game, black jumps out, which is another strategy is possible. And then black blocks his corner. Okay, well if he's going to block his corner, he should really do this, because now he has a connection under. Doing this is solid, or even this, because this is Sente. So, yeah, this was incorrect. Then, this is really asking for trouble, because now white can pincer both of these stones, and now black's going to have another weak group to deal with. And now white only has 1. Still only, well actually, he's going to have to run out the C12 stone and the E8. Say, if he jumps out like this, a lot of options here. This would be kind of complicated. Let me see what they did in the game. So he's backed off. And then, let's see what he did. No. Okay. So when I see a knight's move off of a weak group, there's 2 things I think about. Either playing well actually, in this case he probably shouldn't play elsewhere. Either just staying strong or cutting. Most of the time I cut because it is a weak group, but I'm worrying about this E8 group, sorry. See, I'm thinking about this cut, but this could spell a little bit of trouble. I don't know, because white would get a lot of influence on this bottom side because he would be killing this G5 stone. But his group would be weak, although I think it could definitely survive. I wouldn't cut it actually, no. I would probably leave it. It's good to leave Aji a lot of times for later when you're stronger. So right here, I would just jump out and make him like fix his shape. And then probably jump out myself. Anyways, so white leans against the stone for territory. There's 2 reasons why I don't like this. For one, whenever you shoulder hit a stone, you're making it stronger. And you never want to make a group that you're trying to attack stronger, ever. Really, you never want to make it stronger. Second reason I don't like this is because there's still this undercut for black, because white's on the 4th line and black's on the 3rd line. Let me see what they did. So black really, he just made Aji Kechi here. Keishi, I can never say that right. In other words, he took away Aji. He took away the potential for trying to do some type of weird thing in here later because he went ahead and pushed. You never want to do this. The reason he did this, I think, is because he wanted this move right here. He wanted to be able to have this push. But if you really think about it, if you do this and your opponent doesn't respond, you can still do this. It's the same as playing here. Well, actually, it's not exactly the same because he has to play here. Basically, what I'm saying is that if white doesn't respond, now you can try something in here. So this is almost pretty much as much Sente as this move. So there's really no reason to make this move. And really the only time you want to push through like this is when you want to cut, which doesn't work in this case because most of us should know there's nothing here. Anyway, let's go back to the game. So black goes ahead and does a weird jump out. I would just push first. I'd push first, and then I'd probably cap this stone. Start to make shape in here while attacking this group. Oh, oops. So anyways, white. No, I would. White jumps out here, and another reason is because he's kind of making territory on the bottom, but there's still this undercut, and his group right here isn't really safe, so it's difficult to say what the best move is here. You know, actually I would get rid of the connection under by playing this first, and then I might do something like cap. I'd probably do that, although there is this weakness right here that you have to be mindful of. Although, you know, this connection under might not be bad for his opponent because now he has this cover, and there's still Aji of a cut in here later. So, and if he keeps on going like this, wait. Am I doing this right? Actually, first I would extend. Yeah. First extend. Actually, I don't really want to get into a whole bunch of complicated variations in this video. I'm just gonna go ahead and say what I think is obviously wrong. So he pushes right here. That seems like Sente, yeah. Okay, makes himself stronger. That move is not needed for any reason. There's no reason for it at all. I'm not sure why he did that. Just making shape, that's okay. Oh man, they finished the game. Oh well. Then white's trying to surround him, but always think when you're attacking a group, what are you trying to do? And what's going to be the effect of attacking a group? So right here, white's just basically placing stones on the board, trying to get rid of black's shape and keep them away from connecting to this right side. But what you should also think of is what happens if black plays there instead of yourself. So what happens if black plays here? Well, nothing. He has a little bit more potential to connect to his stones, but he's still not connected. Okay, what if he plays here? Okay, well now he's most likely going to be connected. There's not really too much of what we can do to keep him connected, but there might be Aji later. So he just spent 2 moves trying to connect up his group, and with those 2 moves we can spend that attacking this group. He's trying to connect his stones and make ourselves stronger. And this would be awful for black because we're gaining a lot of points, we're strengthening our groups, and he's just busy connecting up his groups. So you have to think, what if my opponent played there also? So also, what is white gaining by this? He's gaining influence towards the right side. And what is that doing for him? Well, it's nothing, because he's not going to be able to gain points off the right side because there's so much strength off of that black has over there. The only thing he's really doing is getting rid of black's thickness over there and making it easier to invade somewhere like R8 later. But you have to think when you're attacking, what am I gaining? If you're gaining influence, think about where you're gaining it to. If you can make points off of it later, or whatever you need to do off of it. Think about where you're running your opponent to, because in this case he's running him towards this way, and that's just going to make it harder for this group to survive. Think about if you have weaknesses, which he does, and so a good thing to do is when you have a weak group and you're trying to attack a weak group, to attack it with your weak group, like in a manner like this, say, where you're making your opponent stronger. Now, this would be kind of like the last option, if you really need to make yourself stronger. Because what it does is it makes your opponent stronger, but it also makes yourself stronger. And there's other ways to do it too. You don't have to lean off of it. You can simply do stuff like cap it, and this isn't making your opponent stronger, but it is making you stronger because you're having more stones in this area. So, yeah, keep all those things in mind when you're trying to attack a group. What am I gaining from it? Do I have weak groups? Can I attack while getting my group stronger? If he played in the spot I wanted to play, would it be that bad? Would it just be slow by him? All those things. So anyways, black jumps into the center, that's fine. That's slow. White doesn't need to make that move. He has a very weak group at E8. Oh man, okay. This is basically suicide. He's throwing a stone in there that's not going to live, or definitely should not live. Here, white should just connect his stones. Easiest way. There's no way this stone is going to live in here. So then white goes like, no, black. Yeah, white should have made this move, because now black does have this option, which was nice. Because now he can go ahead and make a little bit of influence for himself. Okay. Hard to say what the best move is here, but I would probably just do. Man, I feel like I'm getting rid of the Aji by doing this, though. But I'd probably just do something like this, because there's still this invasion here later. Anyways, oh, oops. So white just takes the stone, and let me go back to the game, because I ran out of whatever it is. Okay, let's go back to the game. Okay, now, why'd you do that? It's better just, oops. It's better just to straight jump out like this, because then it doesn't give him the option of playing there himself. There's really, I doubt this stone. Well, you can try to connect under it, I guess. But that's really the only option white has. Just going to make black stronger. But yeah, doing this, there's not much reason for it, because it's not like black can really get out this way. If black wanted, he could just honor the stone like this, and there's not really much. There's not really much that white can do in here. There is Aji with cuts and stuff, though, and yeah, but I'm not seeing too much that white can do in here. Yeah. Anyways. White probably should have lived in here. Oh, no. Always think about timing. By doing this, now look at what black got. Yeah, I thought that was perfect by black. When you're trying to live and you see an opportunity to make a tiger's mouth, almost always make it, because it's a great shape for making eyes. It's a great shape really for anything, especially in this case, because it threatens the Atari at G10, and it threatens to get out, threatens cutting points at F11. So if you made this, black really has to Nobi. And then after this, well, white could probably just do this and live. Because I'm not seeing... This could be a problem, though. This move. Although this is cut. This would turn into a liberty race. I don't want to get into that right now. Or white still has the option of connecting under. He gets that. Or he can Atari over. And now white's connected. So he has a couple options. Anyways, so in the game, he made this move. Now, when black made this move, he needs to immediately play right here. Because it threatens to cut under. Black has to descend. He connects. Actually, no, wait. Play here first. Make an eye. That's false. Yeah, I don't think he can actually live in here now. He should have just connected under, actually. Yeah. So, white's dead. Black didn't need to make this move because white... Always think about your surroundings when you're trying to surround a group. Can the white group get out if he plays there? In this case, not at all. There's really nothing in here that white can do. Besides try to cut this stone off, but he first has to connect before he even does that. So there's really no reason why black made this move. No reason why he should have. And now, yeah, white's alive. White's now alive. This was a mistake. And this was another really bad mistake. Oh gosh. All white had to do here is just connect under, and he would have been alive. That's really too bad. Now he's gonna Atari, I'm sure. Never what? Oh my gosh, what? Oh, he lived. Oh, I thought when I was looking over it, and then right here he connects, and he has another opportunity to connect under. I'm supposing he's afraid of this Atari, but there's no reason to be. He's gaining a lot more by connecting under, and now he doesn't have to live in Gote. And this wasn't needed. At least I don't think so. Guess you could try something like this, but it's not going to work. Can't read that. It's a ladder right here. Anyways, so black does this part of the board really isn't big. If anything, I would make it so white really can't invade here. So I would do some type of capping thing like this. Yeah, this is really bad for white. Black fixed all of his weaknesses, got a lot of influence and strength and thickness, and he only lived with 4 points. And this move isn't needed. There's a lot bigger points on the board than this. Black can just let it go and make something like this, and this monkey jump doesn't do that much for white. Takes away some of black's points, sure, like 7 of them. It's not that much at all. Then he can start, he could even invade himself. There's much bigger points on the board. Monkey jump, okay, good. Oh wait, no, I thought this was the actual game. All these moves aren't needed, and now he just got rid of the invasion. Oh well. Man. This move. I don't understand the logic behind this move at all. It's really just a one-space jump. There's a proverb that says something like, when you don't know what to do, make a one-space jump off your stone. But that's really when you're like a 25Q player. It's not when you're like 14Q, because a one jump is a nice move because it keeps you connected to your stones, has a possibility a lot of times for making points or whatever, but here it does nothing. It's really playing on a dame point, which means dame just means a point that is of no value, doesn't give you any points, because it looks like he's trying to disconnect white stones, but white stones are already connected to this group, so, and it already has a base. There's really no reason to try to disconnect a group that's fine. So white connects, which is fine. Black enhances his moyo. I don't. That seems like a really weird way to do it. I would do it like this, and threaten this cut first. Something like this. This is of course getting rid of any Aji later, but there's really, considering it's the end game and everything's strong and stuff, there's really not too much reason why you wouldn't want to get rid of Aji. End game is really where you want to get rid of Aji. It's where you want to gain something by attacking your opponent and getting rid of Aji. So this would be a nice way to do some end game-ish stuff. So black attached, white no bead. Okay, well, black should kill this group. He should play here immediately. There's no way this group is getting away. There's no way. What's the best move here? I guess this is this. I know I made a mistake somewhere here. Here, yeah, that's what it was. Because this cut doesn't work. Actually, I'd do this. Yeah, right here, white's dead. There's no way for, or actually this way. There's no way for this white group to live. Oops. Ooh. Okay, so he tarred the stone for whatever reason. Oh my gosh. Oh, actually, no, that was kind of needed. What? This is way bigger. Always think of the value of your moves. Think about these two stones. So, white captures them, you can capture it back. White gained 2 points. And you playing here, or actually I should say white connecting here, is worth way more for a lot of reasons. For one, he has the possibility of playing here later. It also makes it so he has points at Q19, P19, O19, and a lot of other places, O18. Black playing here gets rid of any points white would make in the corner, gets rid of the possibility of playing R18 later. Also gives the possibility of a monkey jump right here. So you always have to think the value of the moves initially and the value of the moves with stuff you can do later on, like this monkey jump. Obviously white can stop it, but it would be in Gote. So I'm not going to go too much into the end game. I think most of what I've covered in this game, or I've wanted to cover in this game, I've already covered. So black tries to disconnect these stones. I guess this is fine. Oh my, oh, what? Hopefully black cuts. Yeah, he does. Okay, that's the only move. I don't know. Can this group survive? It might be able to. Now he needs to get those stones out. Oh no, no. Again. Oh, sorry. Think about if you don't play here. If you play somewhere else, he plays here, what does that do? Well, it doesn't give him any eye space. It doesn't threaten to kill anything. Threatens an Atari. You can go ahead and just Nobi if you wanted to. It'd be like this move. It'd be like this move. Why do you connect? Just because you want to have a strong shape? What happens if white does cut? Does anything bad happen? In this case, I think so. Because this is Atari up. But you always have to think about these things. Should you respond? Should you respond to your opponent all the time? That's really the difference, I would say, between a 15Q player and someone around the 7Q player. Really going between those two things is responding to your opponent. Don't always respond to everything your opponent does. Don't always follow what you think would be good as shape and everything. Because really, when it comes down to it, all of Go is about reading. That's really where Joseki comes from, where Go theory comes from, is because people read stuff out and they see what is usually best in certain situations. So really everything in Go is reading. So just because usually when your opponent threatens to split these two stones, you want to connect because it makes you strong, that doesn't mean you should always do that. And don't always respond to your opponent. Now when you're playing stuff like Blitz, that's a different matter. Usually you want to just go ahead and follow any rule and Go problem that's out there, because in Blitz crazy stuff happens, and you don't want to get into complicated situations. But when you're playing a slow game, you're playing 20 minutes, just read this stuff out. And if you don't like reading because it takes a while, then play Blitz. Anyways, I'm pretty sure white is living now. I don't see... Actually, no, black can still kill it. No, what are you doing? No. Oh my god. He needs to play here. He has to play there. Sorry. I just can't believe that, oh gosh. Black is doing this. It's freaking crazy. Oh well, I'm pretty sure still black won. I'm gonna go to something that's useful. It's just all end game. Okay, I think I'm done. So let's take someone won by 0.5. Yeah, white won by 0.5. Whoa. Yeah, so black should have killed that group in the center and he would have won. Let me go ahead and think if I have a good wrap-up for this game. Good wrap-up if, So, we should know when you're making this bowl shape, you want to play somewhere around K4. So white should play there also. Preferably K3, so you can't get undercut. White approaches, which is another strategy, is playable. But right here, I think the only option for black is to play here or here. Playing here is overextending white can pincer. Playing anywhere else, you're just going to get rid of the possibility of playing K4, which is really where you want to play. So there's no reason not to play it. Anyways, and whenever you have this enclosure right here, you never want to play. This is something I used to do a lot, because I used to think this enclosure aimed towards like where this R5 stone is pointing, which would be at the Q10 place, but it's not. It's aiming at the other side, the K4 place, because this is especially bad because white just played a Josie at R17 area. So now he has these two strongest groups, top right, bottom right, and now he just played his stone at the right side. So now all of his stones are in one area of the board. He's completely over-concentrated, is basically what I'm trying to say. And now white can gain in a lot of other places, and black's going to have to try to make up for that. It's going to be harder for white to invade this area, but it's still invadable. And yeah, like I said, you don't want to get over-concentrated, because then you're going to be getting all your points from just one area, and you want to have your points spread out, because that's how you'll gain more points if you have your stones in other parts of the board. So white closes. Black does something bad. So basically, when you're weak, don't make another weakness. When you're trying to attack a group, don't try to lean on it. Don't shoulder hit it, because that just makes it stronger. Don't make moves that don't make any sense. Just I don't even know what. To try to strengthen yourself, I guess. At least not in this way, because it just gets rid of the Aji. Let's do this. I don't even know what to say about that move. When you're attacking a group, think of where you're going with it. Where are you leading it towards? In this case, he's leading towards the center in this way. So do you want to lead him towards that way? What influence are you getting? In this case, white is getting influence for the right side. And what are you going to do with that influence? Well, white can't do anything in this case because black is so strong in that area. The only thing he can do is invade somewhere around here. what do you want to attack it, or do you want to leave it till later? So, or can you attack it while making your weak group stronger? So always keep all these things in mind when you're attacking. Don't just like randomly attack the group and try to surround it, because if you're not in a way you're doing, then you're not going to gain as much as you could. Because always think about it. If you don't attack a weak group and that weak group tries to make itself stronger, let's say you start making moves on the other side of the board, okay? And black starts making himself stronger, which is what I think the person would be afraid of. So black keeps on making himself stronger, and white keeps on making points all over the board. So you have to think, if black does make himself stronger, would that be slow? Okay, so it's good. When you have weaknesses, fix them. Don't try to make points or whatever. When you're weak, make a tiger's mouth whenever you can, basically. That doesn't mean all the time, but usually. If you can connect. Okay. Don't just respond to everything your opponent does. Make the biggest move in the board, not what your opponent wants you to make. If you have opportunities to invade, then invade. Like right here, black could just invade. If you know what you're going to do is going to make your opponent stronger in that area, then you don't want to do that, because then you won't be able to evade. Don't try to disconnect groups that are already strong. Don't make like this. White is really just being, well, it's turned out good for him in the end because he lived, but white is really just being overly aggressive. There's let me see what the score says. Yeah, I guess white does have to be aggressive here. Well, I won't say anything bad about this, because white does have to be aggressive, because he's behind by a lot, so. Also, this stone doesn't even matter. White could just Nobi, black takes, and then white tries to do something in here. So this stone doesn't even matter. I don't even know why he's doing anything here. Think about the value. Is this group at L15 worth more than this stone at Q18? Yeah, again, don't just respond to everything your opponent does. Look at your surroundings. If your opponent played there, would it really be that bad? Okay. He didn't need to cut these two stones either, because these two stones, when you really think about it, the value of, well, actually, now that I think about it, well, for one thing, he shouldn't have made this move. He should have made this move right away. But white playing this move is Sente, isn't it? No, it isn't. This is a false eye. Okay. Anyways. Let me see if there's anything else. No, this is it. So yeah. This was really just about weaknesses and keeping yourself strong. When you have weaknesses, fix them. When you're attacking a group, think about how you're attacking it and what you're doing by attacking it. Keep all that stuff in mind, and yeah, I think that'll be good. Sorry if I didn't keep this extremely simple like I had planned to. Sometimes when I just get on talking about stuff, sometimes I skip over little details. But anyways, again, thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe to my channel. And I should be coming out with another movie video shortly. So I'll see you guys later.